The disqualification of a former Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Godswill Akpabio, by the Court of Appeal from contesting next year's election as senatorial candidate for All Progressives Congress APC for Akwa Ibom Northwest District has deepened the crisis in the Akwa Ibom State chapter of the party. Akpabio's disqualification came on the heels of the judgment of the Federal High Court sitting in Uyo that nullified the election of Akanimo Udofia as the governorship candidate of the APC in Akwa Ibom State. The judge, Agatha Okeke, had ordered the APC to conduct a fresh governorship primary within 14 days. The case was instituted by a former Senator, Enang, who claimed that he was the validly elected candidate of the APC in Akwa Ibom State. Senator Enang, a former senior special assistant to President Buhari on Niger Delta Affairs, joins us now to discuss the tussle in Akwa Ibom State chapter of the APC over the party's tickets and how all of this might affect the party's chances in the 2023 general election. Good to have you on Newsday. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Well, first of all, I'd like you to react to the court ruling. Of course, I'm sure you're delighted that the court has ruled, for fresh elections. How confident are you that you will emerge, the candidate after fresh primaries have been conducted?
I am confident I will emerge because, by God's grace, I have done a lot of work. I came into party 2014, 2015, and we've been working with the party and for them to grow the party. I give enough respect to all my other colleagues, co-aspirants, and I am hopeful that all of that we will have a fair, free, credible nomination, and I will win.
All right, thank you for that, Senator Enang, and congratulations for your victory in court. Of course, there were fears that the APC might not have a gubernatorial candidate for next year if this did not clear up, so we're thankful that that has happened. Well, now that the fresh elections will be conducted, how has this crisis affected the APC in Akwa Ibom State? And what lessons have you all learned so that such issues and situations will not recur in the future?
Let me first of all say that there has been a claim that somebody was a candidate and his election has been nullified. I had said from the beginning that there was no nomination, and INEC had said that there was no nomination. And in INEC publishing the list of candidates, it has no candidate for APC, for gubernatorial or deputy governorship candidate. I have, and it is online, the list of candidates published for all the political parties in the state, in Akwa Ibom State. You'll have the one for AAC, ADC, ADP, APC is number 78 and 79 on the list. You'll find it APC, Akwa Ibom, governorship, no person, dash. Akwa Ibom, APC, deputy governorship, no person, dash to the end. So there was no nomination and we don't have a candidate. And this is just to clear the fact that a lot of people said, look, that I did wrong to go to court. If I did not go to court and got this window opened for us to have another nomination, we would not have a candidate on the ballot. And because there were many factors, those factors played to make sure we did not have a candidate. There was a disputation as to the delegate list. And of course, whenever everybody knows that even up to the National Convention, the delegate list produced by one group was not accepted at the National Convention because that is not the list that was monitored by INEC and that the list that was produced by appropriate party. But I believe that this is a very great lesson for the political parties and not just our party, the APC, that the question of candidacy for House of Assembly, House of Representatives, Senate, governorship, and presidency is no more the business of political party of exclusive business of political parties. By God's grace, I'm not just a lawyer, I'm a lawyer and a lawmaker. I partook and played great role as chairman of Rules and Business Committee when we made the 2003 Electoral Act. I also chaired the Rules and Business Committee when we made the 2010 Electoral Act. So we saw in the course of the practice that the actions of political parties were dangerous to democratic practice. And so that is when it was the business of political parties. Now, in the making of the 2007, 2017, 2018, and even the 2019 effort to make the Electoral Act, this matter was addressed. That, look, a lot of the things that remained in the rules and regulations of the party, political parties, were elevated into the Electoral Act. So it can no more be waived. So the Electoral Act says you must obey your rules and obey the action. That is why Section 84(1) says that the Independent National Electoral Commission shall monitor the election. And if it doesn't monitor, subsection 13 or 14 says it shall not accept the list of candidates. Because the essence is to make sure that all the political parties obey, one, the democratic principles of choice of the delegate first, using the appropriate delegate, appropriate venue, and all the other principles laid out in the Electoral Act before you arrive at a candidate. And if you don't arrive at a candidate, then you cannot have that candidate on the ballot. And that is what has happened to APC in this case, for which I had to go to court, and subsection 14 of Section 84 says any candidate that is dissatisfied with this process, which is legal or which is challenging that it is illegal, can approach the court, and the court can set it aside or uphold it. In this case, the court, although there was no primaries, I prayed that the court should declare me should annul the election. If it holds that there was election, it should declare me. If it holds that there was no nomination, it should declare that another nomination be held. And that is why the court declared that another nomination be held. And I also prayed the court that the first defendant, Ibom Akaneme Udofia, is not a member of the party. I stated all the reasons that he was a member of PDP. He was screened and cleared by PDP to contest election. He purported to have resigned from his party around the 1st of May to join a party. He didn't join a party. On the 25th of May, he contested election as for the governorship ticket of PDP at the Nest of Champions, that is Godswill Akpabio Stadium in Uyo.
Senator
He
Enang.
contested, he had vote. He won the election. So I said that he's not a candidate, and the court upheld that he's not a member of the party, and they should hold another nomination, but that he shall not participate, not being a member of the PDP. That's where we are, and we are waiting on the party to fix a date for their nomination. Thank you very much.
Well, it's very interesting that somebody that is not a member of your party can just come in and contest and be declared the winner of the primaries. So what does this say about internal democracy in the APC, especially in Akwa Ibom State?
Well, it shows that the days of I say should be over, not just in Akwa Ibom, but in every political party, not just in APC, but in every other political party. It is we say, and we say according to law, according to the rules. Every political party is bound to obey the rules that it has set up. And of course, there are some of the things that are contained in the rules of the party and also elevated into the Electoral Act. So although you can say, look, I screened this person, I cleared him, I gave him a waiver, when the Electoral Act does not allow it, you cannot waive that provision of the Electoral Act because it is not just internal to you. If you have to waive it, then you must follow every step that is stated in the regulations and constitution of your party. And if you don't, the court says your constitution of the party, the constitution says every party shall have a constitution, and it is bound by the constitution. And so the constitution of each political party is deemed to derive its power from the constitution. And so you must abide by it because it is quasi-constitutional.
Do you foresee a situation where Akan Udofia will be appealing this decision? And do you see whether or not he has a foot to stand on?
He is at liberty to appeal the decision because it is a constitutional right. But I believe that he doesn't have any strong or plausible legal reasons to as grounds. But it is his right, and it is his right too. But I know he hasn't. Thank you.
Now, at the national level, Senator Enang, how do you think the APC will perform at the polls, considering the controversy generated by the same-fit ticket and the state of Nigeria today under an APC government?
The APC will win the election at first round. First, there is this argument, and this is plausible, that there was an agreement in this country that the next candidate for the presidency shall come from the south. And we have chosen the Jagaban to be our candidate as presidential candidate from Lagos State. And the running mate is from the north, because His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari is from the northwest. He is completing, and according to an arrangement, it comes to the south. And let me thank the governors of the northern governors who stood and said, look, we must defend what APC believes in, because APC believes in justice. Now, the performance of the candidates and all the governors of APC are very, very outstanding. Then the actions of some of the governors of PDP are very, very unconscionable, and so the people have taken a decision. Now, look at the transparency level. When we look at the transparency quotient of the PDP government in the respective states, and of course, this is why people voted out PDP in 2014-2015. It is the transparency question. Now, if you look at let me cite example. Ordinarily, my brother and friend Wike is PDP, but he belongs to the redeemed PDP.
Senator Enang,
the reformed and transformed PDP.
allow me to interrupt you briefly.
He can tell the truth.
Senator Enang, allow me to interrupt you
very
briefly.
much.
You said that the governors have performed outstandingly well, which leads me to wonder what is your own assessment of the state of the nation. But unfortunately, I'm sorry, we are out of time. I wouldn't be able to take you up on that. Hopefully, we'll bring you back next time so that we can have you assess the state of the nation. Thank you so much for joining us, Senator Ita Enang.